Welcome to the Women's Empowerment Podcast. We're here with Maddie, Simone. So
Welcome.
very excited to hear your journey. I read this wonderful article in the Amherst Metro. It was so poignant and touched on so many different things about grief, about moving forward. Start from the beginning.
So I was really excited to be approached by the Amherstburg news or magazine, sorry. And it was the first chance for me to tell my story. I've been interviewed before, and this was actually the first opportunity that I could tell it. And I love sharing it because people get a taste of what I went through. And so essentially my story begins with a lot of tough times that I went through. I lost both of my brothers to a very rare aortic condition, very similar to Lloyd's Dietz or Marfan's, but they haven't really found a marker or anything for it yet. So it's a little unpredictable, but it is the same in the sense of it causes aortic ruptures. So both of my brothers passed away, and
Sorry.
thank you. I just wanted to do something to honor them. And it was a little bit of a path to get to where I'm at today. I tried a few different things. I am a massage therapist by career, and I tried to help people in their homes that were maybe too sick to leave. And unfortunately, in that scenario, those clients would pass away because they were that ill. And I couldn't handle it. It was too close to almost reliving their death. At that point, just my older brother had passed away. And so I asked the question one night before I went to bed, and, I just said, like, give me a sign. Is there something I can do? And then I went to bed. And when I woke up the next morning, all I could think about was lymphatic drainage. We literally got 20 minutes of training in massage school on lymphatics. And
Right.
within 3 months of that morning, I was fully registered certified as a certified lymphedema therapist. And I've been doing that now for 14 years. And so that's kind of where the journey started. When my little brother passed away, I wanted to take it a step further. And truly, the inspiration of it all is them, but also I couldn't help them. And so what I can do is help others in their memory. And so that's what I do. And I just create products for people to help empower them for self-care, and so that they essentially can take their health back into their own hands. And so I love it.
So how does your treatment help?
So the treatments are really designed to help support the lymphatic system. So there's different purposes. Like, people can be born with a lymphatic system that is not functioning as it should. And then there's also, people can have treatments like cancer treatments or surgeries that damage the lymphatic system. And so what happens is you get uncontrollable swelling in certain areas or the whole body. And what my treatments do, like the physical treatments that I do in the massage world, that will help to support and push the fluid out and really get the system working again. We try to create new pathways for the lymphatic system. So we drain and direct in different areas. Our body is brilliant, and it can just do so much. So the more that we do this work, the more that the body will learn. So what it's doing, though, is taking that swelling out and really helping you filter that through. And, there's other elements to it that you need to do with compression and these self-care items that my company does that we may talk about later. But that's essentially what it does. So we're the treatment to help push that fluid out. And then there's things that you can do at home to keep that from swelling again. So that's what I do every day.
What's the favorite part of your job?
Oh, truly, I get the most joy in the smiles that I get from clients. Truly, it means so much to me when a client comes back and maybe they were a little skeptical. They're like, this is, you're really just rubbing my skin. How is this going to do anything? Right.
Right.
And they come back, or even sometimes after their treatment, when I step away so that they can get dressed, and they come out and they're just floored at how different they feel. I had a particular client ask me to write an assessment to his doctor afterwards. He thought it was all hocus pocus. And I said, just give me a chance. And at the time, this was someone in the family. I said, just give me a chance. Let me do it. And he asked me to write an assessment because he was floored. And this is someone that, you know, born
He's a skeptical kind of person. Yes.
Yes. And born and raised in Wales, like not someone that'd be open-minded to naturopathic solutions. And he was converted. And that's my favorite part. My favorite part truly is seeing the clients empowered afterwards, and you know, then having them just be so full of joy because now they can move their joints again, or they can walk again, or, you know, the heaviness is gone. So they just feel less pain. Like, that's just the best part of it all. Everything that I do, even the business side of it, that's the best part, is empowering people and getting them to feel better.
So I know what inspires you. It's the happy faces, the relief, the feeling good. What do you think is your superpower? What's the secret sauce other than your hands?
Right. My superpower in general is resilience. And because I have such resilience, I can come up with solutions. Nothing in my mind is impossible. And I mean, even as a kid, this is a very strange story, but even as a kid, I would walk around and people would, like, I don't know why I would do this, but I would always say, nothing is impossible. We just haven't figured out how to do it yet. And that's kind of how I live. And I feel like that's my superpower, because every time I've gone through, you know, the death of 2 siblings, pretty tumultuous divorce, broken bones, like all these different things that I've been through. And I just stand right back up. You know, I'm human, so sometimes it takes me a minute, but I get back up. So the same thing applies with my work. If there is something that is challenging patients, or even just a specific patient, I try to find the solution for it, and I don't give up. Even when people say, you know, Maddie, it's not done that way, it's never been done that way, it just supercharges me into finding the solution, because even as a kid, I didn't believe that anything was impossible. There was just, we have to figure out how to do it, you know, and I think that's my superpower.
And so this brings me to my point about you being able to do everything and nothing is impossible. You had 2 children.
Yes.
Against, I guess, all medical advice. And you ended up being a medical journal miracle. Is that accurate?
Yes, actually, absolutely. I just, again, you tell me I can't do something.
And I'm doing it.
It's game on.
Game on. So you said, I'm not having 1 kid, I'm having 2 kids.
Absolutely. And you know what it is? I felt it in my heart. I will say, when they asked me if it was okay to write a medical journal about my case, I said absolutely. But I made it a very strong point that I did not want this to be used to encourage women with this same condition to have or try to have kids, because I felt it I'm very intuitive in my own body. Like, I just knew, I've always been a pretty strong manifester, and I just kind of knew that it was meant to be.
Work out.
Yeah. So the condition that I have, they right now, they identify it by a gene mutation. And so I have this gene mutation. My brothers obviously had this gene mutation, and it comes from my dad. Now, my dad is, God bless him, 83 years old, no changes, knock on wood, no changes to his aorta. But my brothers at 29, full rupture, my little brother, and at 39, my older brother, he passed away of a cancer that was related to this gene, but 4 years earlier at 35, he had a partial rupture. And then here I am about to turn 51 next week, and I have no change either. So
you've had so much success, so much grief. How would you define success now?
Okay, for me, there's 2 ways that I look at defining success. So when it comes to business side, the success, I will assess my own success as how many people I can reach. So the more people that we can help, I feel I'm more successful. I don't need to make a bajillion dollars, but I want to help a bajillion people, if that makes sense. So to me, success will be in how many people's lives I can change. When it comes to personal life, I truly believe that my biggest success story will be what my children become, because if I can inspire them, encourage them, and maybe influence a little bit for them to be successful, strong kids, as we talked about the whole miracle of them, they really in the science world shouldn't be here. And they are. So I feel like there's purpose for them. So I think that will be my truly my biggest success in personal life, is what my children become and how they can change the world. I just felt it in my heart that I was supposed to have kids. And so when they were very concerned about that, I just felt it and I knew I was supposed to. So I had to have both my kids in Toronto. It was very controlled. There was, I think I had about 7 doctors. I had I had cardiologists and the OBs, of course, and then I had a whole team here in Amherstburg area, in the Windsor area. And I stressed a lot of doctors out, but I just knew that I was supposed to have kids. So as soon as I was safe and the babies were here and everything, they wanted to write the journals about me. And so, yes, I absolutely am, a medical miracle. But I just feel like there was purpose, like I guess I don't see it so much. I don't know if I'm just too humble, but I don't see it as anything more than what I was intended to do. And I kind of feel like there's purpose in being the last sibling standing. My purpose
is your job.
Yes. And then now, because I was blessed with being able to have children and surviving that, my clear purpose, yes, I'm here to help people, but I think that there's something out there that's going to happen with my kids too. I think they are meant to do something spectacular, and I've been very blessed with them. And as you read in the article, I love just watching them just enjoy life and play, and they literally have no idea that they are little miracles. They have no idea. And I just love it. I just love watching them. So yeah, 2 medical journals, first person to ever survive with this condition, and now the first person to survive multiple deliveries. So here I am.
Do you have a favorite quote, that one that you buy or resonates with you?
Yes, everything circles back to this resilience thing. So my favorite quote is from Dr. Wayne Dyer. It's, if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. He's got 2 actually that I absolutely love, but that particular one, I spent a good year fearing that I was the next one to go when both my brothers passed away. And that quote changed my life. And the other one that I love by him as well is, everything that exists today was once only imagined. And I have used that several times. He is the individual that taught me through his books and his videos and his lectures. I was so blessed to be able to meet him in Detroit a year before he passed away. And he was just so inspiring to me that he helped me manifest so many things in my life that I always, like, my favorite book, I don't know if that's on your list, but I'm just going to tell you.
Yes, it's coming up.
Because
tell me.
Wishes Fulfilled is everything. I gifted that to a couple of the ladies that work with me in the business for Christmas 2 years ago. That book is just everything. It changed my life, reading that book and learning how to manifest and just look at life differently, because it's totally, completely truth. If you feel like something is a danger or bad or whatever, then it will be. But if you feel like you can do it, that it's achievable, attainable, it feels natural to you, it will happen. And so that book was massively changing, life-changing for me. But those 2 quotes are from Dr. Wayne Dyer, and they were life-changing.
Now, listening to your story, I'm guessing there was a TSN turning point. What was that for you?
Going through the death of my older brother, my sort of aha moment to sort of capture my best potential was in that in that depth of sorrow, of
Mhm.
life change. What do I do? Do I, like, you know, most people, and I've seen it with some, you know, within even my family, where they didn't stand tall after that. So I needed to do something. And that's when I just said, no, I with my brother, for example, my older brother, I was in massage school. I was changing my life. I even before that, there's so much that I'd been through. Even before that, I lost my job, things were closing and moving to the US. And so these businesses were all closing. I kept losing my job. I'm like, what do I do? I went back to school. And so my older brother passed away. I was 2 months into massage school. So like all these different things, it's again, back to resilience. I need to do something. I'm not going to sit down and just fail.
Cry in a corner. Yeah.
Yes. And honestly, my older brother introduced me to, and I guess we're Italian, it's a must in our life, but the Rocky movies were everything. Like his speeches
I
about,
love it.
right? It doesn't matter how many times you are hit and struck and sent to the ground. It matters how many times you get back up. And so
Right.
that was instilled in me as a kid. We watched those movies, like that was my older brother's favorite. Being in the depth of that sorrow, of that change, I needed to change everything. I wanted nothing to look the same. And so in those moments, that's where everything just changed, and I started to really flourish. And you would almost think that you wouldn't in those situations, but I even got, you know, struck again with my little brother's death. And that was 4 years later to my older brother's death. And I still, you know, again, I'm human. It took me a minute, and it was a good year of fear. But I stood back up and continued forward and created the business. And I'm putting myself out there on a lot of things that are uncomfortable, but I have to do it because, you know, I really strongly feel like it's my purpose. And if that's what I'm meant to do, then if I need to be nervous and scared, then I'm going to do it because I'm going to reach more people to help.
Are there 3 ladies that stand out to you that empowered you?
I see, you know, my mom for sure in her resilience and what she's been through. And, you know, it's a little different because she's lost her children, but leaving Italy and coming to Canada as a 16-year-old and establishing life here, and, you know, really pushing the fact that she needed the man that she knew she would marry to come to Italy as well, and bring him to Canada as well, which is my dad. I mean, that there's so much strength in that. And so I do pull strength there. I've been very blessed to have, there's a particular woman, Carolyn Hart. She has created an incredible tech company, and she is very, very, very successful. She is a friend of mine that we met in a very tough situation, business situation. And she was so impressed on how professionally I handled it that she called me after and said, we need to be friends. I need to know you.
Oh,
That was so many years ago. And then she moved on to create this massive, successful tech company. And she has been a wonderful mentor and inspiration to me. Yeah. So I've just been so blessed with how many people that have been in my life that have been able to help me in certain ways.
and when you think of empowerment, what comes to mind?
Well,
How would you define it?
because of my work, I think empowerment truly is that inner strength that you can build. And so in looking at it from my business perspective, that's what I do for my clients is I give them that inner strength to be able to take care of themselves. I give them the knowledge and the tools. When it comes to empowerment in general and just being part of the Women Empowerment Awards, that was fantastic for me because now I'm sitting in a room where I was truly floored at the level of success. And that massively gave me such a sense of empowerment because I thought, yeah, here I am. And I'm actually sitting at the same table as all these successful women. And like, I'm at the same table, you know, I'm not spectating. I'm at the same table. I was floored. I just floored at success. So to me, that's what empowerment was, is being able to achieve the things that I've set as goals, and then be among the elite of women in business as entrepreneurs, and changing government laws and like advocacy programs. And I was
You're looking
floored.
back at all your experience. Is there one life lesson that stands out for you?
Never, ever, ever give up. Truly, that has been the one thing that has got me to every step and success that I'm at. You know, again, we talked about this. Like, you tell me I can't do it. You tell me it's never been done that way. My answer is always watch me, because you can't be limited. Somebody saying, no, it's absolutely impossible for you to do this. It's never been done that way. Well, no, not until we figure out how to do it that way. And so that would be what I would tell someone, is never, ever give up. Keep moving forward, because you will achieve it.
I think you need to become a motivational speaker. I think this is got to be your side hustle, because I feel like I'm going to leave this podcast and I'm be like, yes, I can.
Oh, thank you.
Motivational.
Okay.
Are you ready for some rapid fire?
I think so.
So first thing that comes to mind. Describe yourself in one word.
Resilient.
What did you dream of being when you were a child?
I think I wanted to be a candy tester.
That's still a good job. You can do that as your side hustle as well.
Yeah.
So if you had to choose between money and fame, which would it be?
Oh, goodness. Truly neither. I just want to help people. And so success.
Success. Do you tend to wake up early or stay up late?
I'm more late. Stay up late.
If you're writing your autobiography, the title be?
Watch me.
Ah. Aside from necessities, what's the one thing you could not go without?
My family.
Oh. What's the one thing you've always wanted to do in life? Not yet.
Gone to Greece.
I want to go. Take me.
That's perfect.
Teach the world one thing. What would it be?
To never give up, to keep pushing forward.
This is one of my favorite. If you had a theme song play every time you walked into a room, what would it be?
100% Opalite, Taylor Swift, obsessed. Literally feels like it was written for me 100%, because of everything I've been through. And now the sky is opalite.
If you could change one thing about the world, what would you change?
Oh, all the negativity in the world. I'd want more happiness and peace.
What's your favorite entrepreneurial or empowerment book?
Wishes fulfilled. Dr. Wayne Dyer.
What's the most recent investment you've made in yourself? For yourself?
I do a lot of spa days. So it's that time to just unwind, relax, and not think, give my brain a bit of a break. So it's those days where, the cold plunge and the saunas.
What's the one thing about your profession that's a common myth that you want to clear up?
That you can be skinny in an hour with lymph drainage.
You can't?
You can't. No. Detoxed, or you will be invigorated. Absolutely. Your lymphatic system will be stimulated, but will you lose 10 inches? Absolutely not.
You got to work for that one.
That's right.
The one thing you learned about yourself, and I know the answer to this one.
Well, truly, it's just how strong I am. And again, it goes back to the resilience. I didn't know how strong I was. There are moments that I have said, God, I've had enough. I get it. I'm strong, but give me a minute. But I learned very quickly just how resilient, how much strength I do have.
If you could sit down with someone who's either alive or dead for an hour, who would it be and why?
Oh, truly my brothers, because
Oh,
I haven't, my older brother, I sort of got to say goodbye. My little brother, I didn't get to say goodbye. And I'd really just want to ask all those questions that we never really
got
got to
to.
talk about. And I, even though I think I know the answer, I would just want to ask them if they're proud of me.
Oh, that's lovely.
Thank you.
And finally, if you could go back and give your younger self a piece of advice for business or for personal, what would it be?
Truly, I don't think I'd have anything to tell her, because she, without realizing, told me what to do. And it was as a kid, as we chatted about earlier, saying, we nothing is impossible. We've just haven't figured out how to do it. I don't think I need to teach that girl anything. She already knew that she was going to be strong and that she was going to get things done in life. So she did a great job.
I love that. Love that. We rise by lifting others. So thank you so much for elevating, educating, and empowering.